Hello, in this video we are going to go through the client segmentation for client engagement because we have many MSPs talking to us and they have problems that the client engagement activities are usually going to the noisiest client, not the more profitable client, and they really can't put together how to segment the different clients and make sure their client engagement activities are going to be in the right place. First of all, in a tool you have different segmentations, but the question is like actually how we are going to determine how much budget we are able to put behind those different client segments and use those playbooks, right? The first thing what we would like to check is that based on a model, the client segments and playbooks are really one of the fundamentals of when you're building up like a client engagement practice. So typically what we suggest is to really quickly go through an ABC analysis with your clients, which is like kind of scientific, but it's not really. It's just a simple, you list out all your clients and the MRR you are taking from the client, and you are creating like 4 different segments. The 25% top aggregated MRR will go to like a high touch client, then the 25% lower mid touch, low touch, and then you have some type of no touch type client. So through the master classes we go through the detailed experiment, but in this spreadsheet, like I have an idea here, these are the companies, these are the MRRs, like we are the smallest clients is like $1,000 and it goes to $18,000, right? So what's happening is that if you aggregate all these MRR will be something like $120,000. It's a typical MSP like a 1.52 million MSP, and if I start aggregating those fields, I'm looking for something like a quarter or third of that, and in the first 4 clients, 3 clients are going to give me like almost $50,000, right? So we are going to be able to say now these are going to be our A clients or A segment or VIP, and we're gonna use that for high touch. The next section I'm going to grab, and that's gonna be like $40,000 you see here. That's going to be something like a mid-touch type of clients, and these are going to be the low touch. If you see, these are barely the same amount of money. So obviously everybody has a different ballgame. We see a little bit drop here, a little bit drop there. So that's basically how we generate the different bigger segments based on revenue, right? So now what we do is that we apply the 5% rule. The 5% rule is basically give you an idea that 5% of the MRR should go back to any type of client engagement activity, which is not service. So that can be 4%, 6%. It doesn't really matter. It just give you some kind of ballpark how to distribute the different stuff. So we have a little calculator we use on the master class as well. So you can move it to 9%, 5%, let's say 5%. Then the second thing is going to be what's the budget per item, so how much money we are spending for 1 hour of engagement. So it's like typically we are calculating like the employee per hour including salary, benefits, office space. Typical account managers are going to cost around like $60 per hour or something like that. That's an internal cost. Then we see what's the segment top end and the bottom end, and if you see based on the middle touch, we see like $4,000 is the lower end and like 885 is the higher end. So I'm going to set a little for 4,000 to 85, something like that. So we'll see that this segment will give us around $200 to $424 per month budget, because that's the 5% of the MRR, right? So if you boil it down, that's going to be like 3.5 hours per month, 10 or 40 hours per year, 284. So you can see where you are going to put those numbers between. So if you see our examples, these average went to something like 5 hours per month in an average. So we have like 14 hours per month on the higher end touch client, 2 hours per month on the low end, and like 5 hours on the middle. What means if you multiply by 12, that's going to be your annual budget of client engagement for the client. So now you have a budget, you're able to see, all right, from 168 hours, I'm going to spend like 60 for the annual engagement. So I'm able to do like a day retreat with IT planning and strategizing and different type of items. Now we have quarterly 60 hours, meaning like each and every hour, each and every quarter we can spend like almost a day with proper quarterly business review planning and things like that. For monthly, we still have like monthly calls because these are big clients. For the small clients, we'll have like 6 hours almost a day every year, and couple of hours quarterly, or even not, and just biannual, and just monthly, not really so much, just a couple of webinars or something like that. So these are the way to be able to start working on that and see, all right, how much time I do have and what the client engagement activities I'm able to actually provide to the client. So these are the outlines. Come to the masterclass. Through the masterclass, we're gonna go through every detail and calculate these. But if you have any question, let me know on the chat and we'll answer that immediately. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.